Hi everyone and welcome to NeverMindTheBuyBox. This is your go-to channel for everything that you will need to help skyrocket your Amazon and e-commerce businesses. We're going to give you all the tips, tricks and hacks, everything to be able to take your business to the next level. My name is Natalie, and just before we get started, if you wouldn't mind, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We release videos every week, and if you are subscribed and hit the notifications bell, it means that every time we release a new video, you guys are always going to hear about it first. And please make sure that you also give us a thumbs up if you are enjoying the content. So let's get started. Today's video is a bit of a strange one, and I'm going to need your help with this one, guys, because I don't know if this is a case of, has it always been around? Is this a bit of a Mandela effect situation? If you don't know what that is, look it up. But this is something that's recently been brought to my attention. Like I said, is it Mandela effect? Has it always been here and just haven't recognized it? Or is it something that is new? So please let me know in the comments if that's the case. I'm on the side of this is new, and it's kind of been released by Amazon without any fanfare or anything like that at all. And it's a bit of a game changer, to be honest, when it comes to selling on Amazon, because what I'm going to talk about today could literally be the difference between having your account deactivated and not having it deactivated due to things like intellectual property claims, inauthentic claims and counterfeit claims. So just before we jump over into a screen share, I just want to give a big shout out to Hayden over at Ecom TV. We'll pop his link in the comments down below so you guys can go ahead and follow him, because without him and having a conversation on this is something that I saw, but I didn't recognize when I was looking at it and when the change actually occurred. And Hayden actually had an issue with his account, and he talked through it with me. And he spoke to someone at Account Health who confirmed that this was the case. So we went ahead and tried it on our accounts, and I've subsequently tested it on quite a few people's accounts now. And it is something that actually works. It's about a new process that is in place that you can put into effect on your Amazon account that will get inauthentic, counterfeit and IP claims removed from your account health in the majority of cases. So big shout out to Hayden. I'm always going to give credit to people if it's not things that I have discovered myself or my own strategies and things like that. So big shout out to him. Make sure you are following and subscribe to his channel as well. So let's jump over and see what this is all about. What we're looking at here is on Seller Central. So what we need to do, so this is for any IP claims, inauthentic claims, or any counterfeit claims. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about just very briefly what this is and how it can impact on your account before I show you the process of removal. So, like I said, this is something I think is relatively new. I haven't really heard anybody talking about it. No kind of suspension companies focused that are talking about it or anything like that. Now, this type of thing first came to my attention a little while ago when you would get restricted policy violations or food health and safety violations or food safety product violations. Sorry, some of those type, but mainly restricted policy violations where something had been picked up due to a banned ingredient or something like that. And what you could do is you could go into your account health and you could verify the fact that you acknowledge that this was a banned ingredient. You're basically taking a slap on the wrist from Amazon. It's a tick box event. You go ahead, you click into the violation and you follow the process and you tick that you're acknowledging it, and then that violation will almost instantly disappear. It can take up to 15 minutes for anything to update on Seller Central, but ultimately it would almost disappear quite quickly. Probably after a few refreshes, something like that. So we first started seeing those. So we were very timely in when these would pop up on our account to ensure that we would get them removed as quickly as possible, because one thing we certainly didn't want was, with the new account health assurance rules coming in the US, and which are being brought in the UK as well. One of the metrics that they measure is how quickly you take action on your violations and any potential account health issues and things like that, which I'm going to make another video about that separately. I'm not going to go into huge detail because I want to keep this one quite short and punchy, if you can believe that from me at all. But one of those metrics is how quickly you react to the violation. So we were always really quick in getting them removed. But it was always a bit of a pain when it came to received IP claims. So by the way, this is received IP claims, not suspected. That is something completely different, which again, another video will be coming about that at another day. So this is to do with received IP claims, where somebody has reported that you may have been in violation of someone's intellectual property, or suspected of selling counterfeit products or inauthentic claims. I believe this works for all three types of those. So it was, becoming a little bit of a pain. We could see our account health assurance points start to drop. And, so we would go into the mode of, right, we need to start the process of trying to get these removed. And the best way to be able to do that now is to appeal to the complainant directly. Now, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. You can appeal directly to Amazon. Again, this is something that, the appeal process used to be quite successful a few years ago. But somewhere over the last couple of years, Amazon has made it clear, through various different conversations that we've had with them, that when it comes to resolving or removing intellectual property issues in particular, they prefer it to be sorted out between the complainant and the seller. So as you can imagine, that's a little bit of a pain for a lot of people, because you have to externally contact them, you have to beg their forgiveness, you have to offer up sacrifice to the Amazon gods. Joking, guys, but you get the drift. It's not the easiest thing to do. So now, with the introduction of what appears to be this new process of being able to remove these claims instantly from your account, then it seems like this is something where you wouldn't have to go through that process. Now, just before I show you the process and what to do, I'm going to say here, this is something that's very new. We've tested it on quite a few different accounts and we've observed the results. Now, what it appears to be is a little bit of a mixed bag, depending on how good or how bad your account health assurance score is and when these claims were initially issued. If they're quite recent, then it seems like Amazon want you to go through this process and get it done and get it removed really quickly, and it doesn't seem to have much of an impact on your score. However, if it's something that's been on your account for a while, we have seen people that have gone through, removed them from their account, acknowledged the violation, removed them from the account, and they've seen a slight drop in points. And I can only attribute that to the fact of what I was saying earlier. Part of this new metric in measuring account health assurance points is how quickly you sort things out. They want it sorted out in a timely manner. But we've tested it on a few different accounts. Some my score went up. Someone else's score stayed the same, and another person's scored went down. Now, the only thing I can't guarantee at this stage, and I want to make this absolutely clear, so, kind of do this at your own risk. This has not been around long enough that we know that if you are, I would think in particular, acknowledging any type of inauthentic or counterfeit claim, if that's not going to have some other impact on your account, because you're almost admitting that you've done something wrong. And let's face it, if it was any other company in the world, I wouldn't have too much issue with that. But this is Amazon. So, you know, we have to be careful how we tread. It's a bit like, okay, you know, is this a trap? Are we waiting for something else to happen here? So we don't know the impact of that, if anything. As far as we're concerned, as it stands at the moment, there does not appear to be any negative benefit. It only appears to be the positive at the moment, which is, of course, that if you don't remove them and you have a build up and your score drops anyway, having them there, that you could become suspended from that point of view, or lose the privilege of having the account health assurance, which is, you know, not instant suspension. This is something that's been going on more in the US. I don't believe it's coming to full force in the UK as yet. So if you're watching this in the future, and if it's had, it's just a timing thing on the video. So I just wanted to make that clear before showing you guys the process of what you need to do in order to get these removed from your account. So you do please take this on at your own risk. And what I do need is help from you guys. Anyone that knows me, who's part of the Hive, who's part of NeverMindTheBuyBox, know that we test a lot with what's going on accounts and things like that. We're always looking for feedback. So if you do go ahead and do this on your account, if you could go ahead and pop it down in the comments, what's actually happened, how quickly it was removed, did it have any impact on the score or anything like that? And then what we're able to do is we're able to monitor these type of things and see if there are any additional risks at a later stage. So let me go ahead and show you the process. Hit performance and go to account health. It will take you into your account health, and there you will have your account health page. So you want to go ahead and click whichever one it is relating to. Now, like I said, I'm pretty sure that when it comes down to this is predominantly down to inauthentic claims, counterfeit claims, and intellectual property complaints as well. You can go ahead down here with regards to restrictive policy violations, and you can do something similar, but it's not in as much detail with regards to the process. So you go ahead and click received intellectual property, and what you do, you will have your reason here: inauthentic, parallel import, received IP claim, depending on which one it is. Now, just before we go to the next stage, you want to hit submit new information. And you're going to have a couple of options here. So this is generally where you will see the email from Amazon telling you what the issue is. So you want to, at this stage, hit submit new information. And at this stage, this is when you need to make a bit of a decision. You'll have two options here, which is I understand, and I understand the policy, and I have the documentation or the evidence to submit for review to confirm my compliance with the policy. So if you go ahead and tick this first one here, at the top, then what it will do is it will take you through to a page where you can appeal. So you can add your invoices, you can add a POA if that's something that is required, and you can go through that process. It's not appealing to the complainant, but you are appealing to Amazon, and you can go ahead and do that. And, you know, it's generally 2 or 3 days when you would get a response. Generally what it's going to be, like I said earlier in the video, a lot of the time in the past, it's got a little bit harder to get these removed. But if you want to go ahead and try that first, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's going to be entirely up to you. It just depends, I think, where you are in your account health. If you are in a critical stage in your account health, if you are at risk of deactivation or anything like that, you may not want to wait those extra few days. You just might want to take the slap on the wrist and move forward, because you know, something else could happen in that period of time that could cause a deactivation. So I'm going to leave that entirely up to you. We, on occasion, especially when we know that we have you know, a really good supply chain in terms of it's from quite a well-known wholesaler, I would probably still go ahead and appeal it, just because I'm just not sure at this stage if there are any further consequences relating to that. And like I said, you can wait about 2-3 days, but it does not affect what happens next. So what happens next, where I'm going to show you how to remove those IP violations, you can still go ahead and do that after your appeal is declined. Obviously, if it's a success, then great, it's just going to get removed anyway. But if it's declined, you can still go ahead and do this afterwards. So you're going to want to hit that second part here if you want to miss the appeal process and say, I understand the policy and I acknowledge the violation. And then that will take you through to this next page. And what you want to do is you want to click every single button here. It's a tick box exercise, like I said. Press submit. We have received your review, and you should expect a reply in the next 2 to 3 days. But like I said, this is something that happens almost instantly. So it happens within 15 to 20 minutes on your account. Every time I've done it, it's gone within 5 minutes to be, well, it's probably gone within a minute, to be perfectly honest. So just at this stage, go back. There's nothing further to add. That's it. Once you're done, you know, hit submit and it's done at this stage. But there's nothing further to do. You don't need to do anything else. You just need to go ahead and click all those boxes. Check you're happy to do so. I don't want to be an advocate of telling you to randomly tick boxes that you do not feel comfortable in doing so. So just make sure you read everything, hit submit, then go back to your account health account health page, not stage, back to your account health page, and then that violation should be gone within 15 minutes, depending on how long, you know, if Seller Central's on a little bit of a go slow or anything like that. So that's it. It's really easy. This is probably one of the shortest videos I'll ever make on here, to be perfectly honest. It's quite a simple process. Like I said, it works for inauthentic claims, counterfeit claims, and received IP claims. It doesn't work on suspected, so just to clarify that. But what I would actually encourage everyone to do is make sure that you are always exploring and always testing and always looking and keeping, you know, us updated on these type of things. If this has changed, if this process has changed, then please feel free to let us know in the comments. But it's something, obviously, as Amazon sellers, we're going to be keeping an eye on all the time. And if anything changes, we'll let you know. One final point I do want to make is just this button here, which is really handy, which is the Call Me Now button for the account health team on Amazon. I'm going to give Amazon a little bit of credit here. I actually think this is a really good option for those who are not quite sure what's going on their account. Maybe you don't want to go ahead and press submit and you want a little bit of assurance that you are doing the right thing. If that's the case, make sure you have the correct telephone number in the system and hit the Call Me Now button and speak to someone from the account health team. And if you are unsure that you're doing the right thing, then they will give you advice. And like I said, these guys, out of all of them, you know, Brand Registry and, you know, Standard Seller Central, they are definitely the most helpful in my opinion. So please go ahead and use that facility if you need to do so. But that's it for today's video. I hope you find it helpful. Like I said, please hit that subscribe button. We release videos like this every single week, which hopefully is going to be something like this, is going to be a huge game changer for a lot of people, because it takes you out of that risk of potential deactivation with no notice, because you are in control of, you know, being able to remove these from your accounts. So like I said, all comments, please let us know in the video. Give us a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it, and I will see you soon. Take care.